What's up, my people? It's me, the Chris, the Cross, the Applesauce. That guy left his blinker on. Are you able to talk to somebody in your vehicle and drive at the same time? Yes. The issue with phones is texting, looking down, or not looking at the road. Unless you're completely having other issues, you should be able to talk and think. Like, are you able to think and drive at the same time? Yes. Driving, the safety of driving is found in this one statement: space. Space is the ability to respond to an emergency. Space is the most important aspect of driving. Vehicles are already aligned. They can brake pretty good. I mean, there's so much in our favor. Space is important, so trust, when I drive, there is always space. Now, many of you cannot say that because I see most of you drive, and I am not most of you, and it's wrong for me to be judged by other people's failures. I call it the older brother syndrome. It should be a different word. Older brother conundrum. You get punished from the failures of others, and many laws are that way, are they not? So, here we're cruising in a bruising. I got my cool van. I do not have proper stickers for my vehicle, which means that I am an enemy of the state. They believe they have the right to molest me because I didn't give them enough money, though I already have paid taxes multiple times. I continue to. And I get it. We need to fund roads. But a lot of taxation in general is just really, really, really evil, and they're incredibly irresponsible. No government of people should derive their finances from thievery. Most importantly, if your main topic is not comprehending the central bank system, a forged fiat debt loan currency, then you do not know the problem of the world. Every political topic should be centered on that issue, for it affects everything. Here we go. Should I take the toll? Should I pay them more money? Me as a local citizen, why the fuck am I having to pay a toll? I can comprehend people out of state, but it's kind of stupid to punish the people who literally live here. Bullshit. Again, this is a problem with governments, is there's nothing holding it accountable. There's no way to challenge it. Oh, I'm going to dive in on this green light. Oh, yeah. All right. Fuck yeah. Got it. Ooh, didn't have to take the toll. I was going to if the light was different. Accidents. I have been hit one time when I was at a red light. Stopped at a red light. Ta-da! Anyways. Reformation of society. It's interesting that me wanting to get rid of the current one world currency system, which is thievery of money. I mean, the central banks, I mean, country to country, you're getting stolen from. You're getting stolen because they're forging it. You're getting stolen because now you have to pay interest on something that was forged. I mean, there is so much money thievery. And what is real money for everyone else besides the stealer? It is your labor. So there is theft of your labor, which is your energy, which you need energy to live. You need finances to live and eat and to take care of your family. So we have this cancer in society that derives its power from thievery. It is stealing everything from you. So we need to, stop that bullshit. How do we stop it? It's very simple. Stop paying it. Secondly, if they try to enforce it, you kill them. You chop their head off. If somebody is trying to rape you, imprison you, and harm you, you kill them. There is nothing controversial about this. There's nothing controversial about this. Unless somebody has a genuine, then that's the exception. We're not talking about this session. We're talking about the reality. Someone putting on a uniform does not give them the right to molest you. Now, truth is truth no matter what's up. And if you're in a community that wants to be established a certain way, honky-dory. To all my leftist friends and brothers and siblings, please, for the fucking love of everything, realize the bank system is not capitalism. The bank, and capitalism isn't even capitalism. Who gives a fuck, okay? Stop being persuaded by the word capitalism. Like, stop getting angry. It's a sound. What should matter is money. Why are you guys not attacking the bank system? They are the complete opposite of the labor, rewarding labor. Everyone's like, I don't have enough money. You dumbasses! You're enslaved to the banks that are forging all the money. And that's how they possess the world. When are you going to wake up? I feel bad for people who listen to me, because this is always what I talk about. I always talk about this, and I'm sorry. I'm sorry for people. Here I go talking about the banks again. Sorry. I'm just so upset. I'm so upset that the Liberal Party, Bernie Sanders, God bless him, he's just stupid. And I mean that with love. He's a millionaire that used to hate millionaires, and I like Bernie, actually. The problem is that he's not attacking the right thing. He's like, why don't we get $15 an hour? Why don't we get $1 trillion an hour? Like, what is money? Why is nobody asking this? I don't understand how people don't even question it. Now, the reason is because you're looking finite. You're looking small. And I take it back, Bernie. I love you, man. I'm stupid sometimes, too. We're all pretty stupid at times, all right? And the problem is that you're just incredibly powerful. And you're wrong. And it's okay to be wrong. It's not the producer that's the enemy, it's the enslaver. And who is the enslaver? The banks. And how did the banks get the money? Bernie Sanders, how did the banks get the money? Fractional reserve banking. You probably don't even know this, and I mean this because most people don't. Banks are the only group of people allowed to forge money. Why did George Floyd die? Right? Besides police brutality. He had a fake $20 bill. Why is anyone allowed to forge currency? More importantly, it's even worse that people are forging it as a loan, meaning you have to work to pay it back when they didn't cost them anything to make it. I'm so passionate about this, and I don't know why people aren't listening. Nobody's fucking listening. The world's largest problem is evil currency, and it is a one world currency of corruption. It already exists. So when I come in and I'm going to establish real money, literally just means it's real. It's like money that represents tangible goods. It's real money. Now I'm a criminal because we're not having to pay the banks and everyone for interest, like constant loss. And I'm some sort of evil person because I'm using math and I'm having just scales. As though God wouldn't want justice. And like Christians out there, you think God wants this current system? Like KJV people? Okay, most importantly, look, Republican, Democrat, liberal entertainers, I don't give a fuck. We're not each other's enemies. Okay, I hang out with a lot of you. Most of you are really cool people. You're assholes and you're cool. All right? Your political parties don't represent you. All right? Your enemy is not Republican. Your enemy is not Democrat. Because I spend time with you guys. You guys are cool. You're nice. You care. You're compassionate. The enemy is the enslavement to the banks. I just will never understand, for me, the love of every fucking thing, and I'm in different political groups, how people don't even talk about it. And more importantly, I don't want to yell anymore. Wow. Look. Stop identifying as ideas. Okay? Because if you consider yourself to be the idea you're talking about, you're not going to change your idea when it's wrong. And this is a big fucking issue. And I catch myself on this. Somebody says something that's true, well, I'm not going to believe it because you're Republican. I'm not believing you're Democrat. It doesn't matter. Stop identifying as ideas, because when you identify as ideas, you're going to believe wrong things. You're not going to change. You should identify with the desire to be in truth. Change. Fucking change, motherfuckers. Change. If you're wrong, change. No, the enemy is not the person that's not paying you enough, because nothing is stopping you from producing your own wealth. The enemy is that you're in debt, that you don't own your land, and that you have to get taxed. Like, that's the enemy. The enemy is we don't have sound money, and we don't have a debt-free system. The world is built on debt. The enemy is the debt system. Because you don't need money. You don't need money. You need energy. You need food. You need love. You need clothes. And all that you can do without money. You can. But it takes work. It takes wisdom. But that's also why money is so important, because it does get those things. And people will continue to attack the job producer, the person who's paying people because not getting enough. And they're never attacking the government for stealing their fucking money in the first place. How stupid! Well, I'm happy to help. What are you helping? The military is beyond wasteful. They have a monopoly on the land. The government has a monopoly on land. That's bullshit, man. You have the right to live. You have the right to produce, and you have the right to exist on a parcel of land without being robbed. And we have land infinite. The government does not own you. It doesn't own the land. It's just supposed to steward the land. It doesn't own it. And I'm not talking about your acre you live on. I'm not talking about private property. I'm talking about the 99% of land that's not being utilized. All right? I'm not talking about your house. I'm not saying somebody has the right to go on your house and build something. I'm talking about the infinite amount of land we have in America that we're not using. That people should have the right. You have the right to be poor, all right? You have the right to just put up a shack, get the food you need, produce energy, have clean water, and do what you want. No, the government doesn't have the right to force you to school. That's bullshit. You have the right to be poor. You have the right to build a shanty. You have a right to do things wrong. You have the right to die. You have the right to take your life if you need to take it. You have the right to medicine. You have the right to drugs. What we should care about is safety, but not at the expense of stealing people's freedom to live. So those are really exact details that we'll have to dive into, because obviously we all want safety and good in the juice. But unless we address the corruption, man, come on, little poop heads. Let's go here. I gotta go. I got someplace to be. Little poo-poo heads. Little poopy heads. Poopy McDoopy. I gotta get over the right one. Go this way. Yeah, look at me. Oh, thanks. Thank you. That is not a poopy head. That is not a poo-poo head. You're a poo-poo head. Alright, so I'm yelling. Throw cayenne pepper. Can't speak highly enough of it. Mushrooms have the ability to replace almost all antidepressants. I don't know why the I'm going to say the left, the liberal movement, all of a sudden became backing pharmaceuticals blindly. I don't know. I thought they were like against the corruption of the system, but all of a sudden they've been lied to and convinced that science is belief. You know, science is doubt. Science is about doubt. It's not about belief. I mean, what, you want to go back to religion? It's like you guys don't read fucking history. You want religion to rule again? And if you're a scientific person, you get imprisoned or thrown in jail? Is that what you guys want? Because that's what you guys act like. You're like in the religion of media. I'm so glad that we got rid of polio. Good. That's a whole other topic. I don't even know how to get into it, because right away people will blow you off. People are not interested in truth or even information. They want to belong. They're full of mockery. I mean, literally, if you were actually wrong and passionately wrong, look at history. How many times are humans passionately incorrect? Black and white people can't get married. I have the right to have a slave. Women don't have the rights. You know, people are passionate their whole life about it, and they were wrong. So why do you assume that just because you're passionate about something, or there's a large group of you that are passionate, we have the right to suppress women, we have the right to force people into church, we have the right to take little Indians from their homes and put them into Christian homes? Like, we have the right. People are passionate. Like, and people think because they're passionate in a group, they're right. All I can say is read history and realize how often the mob was wrong. Like, how many video games come out and talk about this end time movement you're in right now, and people are just content. Like, how many video games are going to play until you realize, like, The Division 2? Fucking wake up, man. And by wake up, I mean just question. Vaccination isn't simple. It's complex. Right? There are vaccines that they've tried to produce that didn't work. There's vaccines they've gotten rid of. There are some that are worse. You don't see people injecting those into your body, so why the blind belief? Why the blind belief? It was just so simple. They would have had made already. Oh, now did it? Look, I get it. You guys want a savior, and you want that vaccine to be the savior. But diseases mutate, man. They change. What I'm asking, am I anti-vaccine? No, I'm not smart enough to be anti-vaccine. I'm anti-dogma, science, religion bullshit. I'm not smart enough? You better believe it. I don't know enough. I don't know enough at the topic to be a staunch believer in anything. What I do know is there's corruption and there's poisoning, and children are getting permanently injured from having a shit ton of stuff pumped into their body. But, well, we're not getting polio. We don't have polio. We're not getting rubella. We don't have rubella. And a lot of those things can be conquered other ways. It's like this idea that the vaccines are the only reason we don't have disease in the world is just so stupid. We know sanitation. We know hygiene, right? Isolating the sick, vitamin D. I mean, there's so many things that don't cost a lot of money. Hydrogen peroxide for cleaning. And I'm gonna finish with this part about this topic. You guys, a lot of you are good people, and so you don't know what corrupt people will do for money. And you don't believe it. You don't believe that there are corrupt people who will do evil things for money, and that is your downfall. I have all sorts of friends. You're just fucking dumb. You do not believe there are corrupt people that do bad shit for money, and that is why you're being manipulated. And you don't believe there's corrupt people. You're offended by me swearing. I'm offended by people being poisoned and having to be in diapers the rest of their life. And people having to dedicate their whole life to take care of an adult that would have been fine without it. See, we're different. I don't give a fuck about you being offended. I care about people suffering unnecessarily. Obama. I don't hate anybody. I really don't hate anybody. I don't. I forgive. I just think people in power, Trump, I don't give a fuck. People in power should be smart, should be critical thinkers, should be people who question. We should not be putting people in power that are personalities, unless they're also smart. All right, so what are we thinking here? I need heaven, right, the mystical, magical realm, to appear inside me, to awaken my spirit. I need Windows to find my stuff that I paid them to download and they lost. Twats. How the fuck is the most wealthy historical bullshit? I deleted my data from my phone, now you're gonna delete it from my cloud? That's the whole fucking point of it. God damn, man. I've hated Windows, how they've been run for at least 20 years. It's so disappointing. So how is it so poorly run? I can tell you why. It's the copyright system. It's the fucking copyright system. People have to keep sloppy code because of the copyright system. I don't even know that from really even hearing it. It just popped into my head. Sloppy code, copywriting. The copyright system, by and large, is part of the bank bullshit nonsense. That's a different topic. But man, if we didn't have debt and we owned what we had and we were working as a community, a society, the copyright system is staunchly against world production. It is staunchly against prosperity. Okay, if you want to talk about entertainment and art, that's a different topic. I mean, it's a similar topic, a little different. What do I think? Man, we're starving. We're killing each other for pennies. You know, people are selling their lives to the military to go kill whoever they're fucking sent to kill so that they can have stability. Because we don't have stability, because our money system is amok. The world's greatest problem is the money system. I mean, people were doing better in the 50s and 60s because there wasn't as much debt produced at that time. The stock market crashed. All this bullshit. All the fucking problems are about currency. And nobody cares. I think the whole thing's about to crash. If you bought silver and had it, you'd be so happy. I don't have money to buy silver. I wish I did. I'd buy my car would be full of silver and I'd stuff it somewhere and then I'd buy buildings and energy production. I mean, energy production is even more important than silver. But I just like silver. Yeah, am I angry? Am I angry? I'm angry, yeah. Yeah, I'm fucking angry. People are blind. And instead of listening, instead of thinking, they'd rather jump and judge. Like, well, I'm Mormon because my parents were Mormon. Well, stop that. It doesn't make fucking sense. I'm Muslim because my parents are Muslim. Stop that shit. It doesn't make any sense. Like, don't be something because somebody else was. Be something because it's right, because it's good, because it's powerful. I said the Mormon prayer. I felt a tinkling in my nuts, and then I orgasmed. Then the tinkle went away. No, God bless them, man. Bless them all. I don't care if you're Muhammad, Jahamid, Buddha. Don't give a fuck. We are all brothers and sisters. Religions are in the mind. Now, there's truth in religions, but religion itself is not truth. Allah Akbar, shalom, peace, heaven, whatever you want to call the divine, it exists, but it doesn't exist for you to have an excuse to serve Satan, which is judgment, which is abuse, which is harming homosexuals. That's the devil, man. That's the devil. Man, love. Healthiness. What's important is we eradicate disease, and then we can love everyone freely. Me? Man, I don't even quite consider myself necessarily human, just in a human body. I think if anyone was beautiful, I'd make love with them. Sure, I have no problem with that. It'd be fun. Because the problem is disease. The problem is government abuse. The problem is that we don't have governments that protect people. We have a system of obedience, slavery to masters. And that's just trash. We need an awakening. It's interesting how I think people will try to come at me violently when really what I'm doing is I'm just standing up against violence. I'm saying, no, you can't harm me. Well, this law says I have the right to steal from you. This law says you broke this law. Yeah, but natural law is built on equality. Natural law is built on unless someone was injured, there's not a crime committed. Are there exceptions? Yes. Okay, I'm just giving real blanket statements. What you can't criminalize me if I didn't hurt somebody, because the law is not alive. And your religion is bullshit. I mean, it was illegal for blacks and whites to be married. It's been illegal. I mean, historically, there's all sorts of laws. I mean, it's been legal to beat your... I mean, if you're appealing to law as truth, if you're saying, Chris, you broke a law, you're insane. Just look. Look at all the laws that we changed because they were wrong. So you can't say I did something wrong because the law said it. The law gives people the right to possess you and to murder. The law gives the right for generals to just go into towns and murder fucking people. The law gives the right for police to stomp on you. I'm talking about the world. The law judges love. The law justifies violence. Until we stand up to it, then what? I was watching The Tale of Two Popes. Argentina, they're the priests, and the next time you just get killed. So either you're going to bow and die, or be imprisoned, or you're going to stand up against something. So why bow and die? Just unify and resist. Don't steal. Don't steal from production. Produce yourself. Produce. Develop land. You don't need permission to develop land. Now, if somebody wants to come on the property and see if you built something correct, so it doesn't fall on 100 people, cool. That's different. That's safety laws. My safety laws, we live in a crazy world, so it's a tough concept to really go on, because death, life. The problem is when we create government positions of power, we have now created possibility for a dictatorship. There's other words there. But power has to have a way to keep it in check. Whether they work in the DMV, whatever. There's so many government positions that are there about safety, but at times they really just become about obeying commands. All right. Peace, love, goodness.